or foot rolling on our mat. And let's just take a moment to pause and arrive and take a few deep breaths. So let's inhale through our nose, exhale out your mouth. A few sighs. Inhale through your nose, exhale out your mouth. Feel a few more cleansing breaths come in. So whenever we do a cleansing breath, it helps us drop into our body, helps us ground. We might feel, oh, do I want to pick up my toes and spread them, anchor them into the floor? You might shift your weight from right foot to left foot to just identify if you're evenly distributing your weight through your feet. Notice all your toes pushing the floor away, the inner heel, outer heel, back of here. Maybe a pursed lip breath, just to elongate the exhale to bring a little bit more of a regulation, of a downward regulation to the nervous system. Do that a few times just to feel how the breath responds as you inhale, exhale, pursed lip breath. Notice how many times it takes for the breath to smooth out, to become a little bit softer, to feel your diaphragm moving. So as you inhale, the diaphragm descends, your belly expands, the rib cage widens as the lungs are filled with air. And as you exhale, the belly deflates and the ribs gather. And we'll just go a little bit farther interoceptively now. So either checking in, do I want to externally rotate my arms? So not just the lower arm, the forearm, but also the upper arm, the humerus. You might also feel, hands want to touch abdomen, maybe both on the belly, maybe both on the heart, or one on belly, one on heart, which is what is calling for me today. If you are offering your body an awareness of compassionate touch, just feel the touch of your hands, the temperature, your breath, your feet, your legs, your pelvis. Notice your belly and rib cage responding to the inhalation and the exhalation. Feel your shoulders. Are you holding in the shoulders today? Notice your head resting upon the foundation underneath you. As you press down, you feel your whole body as you reach up through the head and the ears. You feel your strength, but also some ease and spaciousness where you can create it. Yeah. Just take a few more breaths here. Maybe an intention or a sankalpa is coming in your practice. This is optional. So what is it that you would like to bring into your practice to meet you today? Maybe there's some sensations in body that your intention is wanting to address. Maybe there's an awareness in mind, emotions, or thoughts that the sankalpa or intention wants to encompass. Maybe there's something else, a heart awareness. What is it for you today? When you're ready, if the hands were touching the body, just allow them to release. If the eyes closed, open them. Take a moment just to shake out the body. Okay, let's stay together in our practice. So let's take a moment just to root right foot as we lift left heel. Keep pressing down through all the toes, the heel, feel the inner lift through a gathering through the transverse. Feel your whole body as the left foot starts to lift. So I'm just kind of checking in with me of how my balance is feeling. So I'm going a little bit slower. And if you want to do any knee glides with the legs, sometimes when we feel less balanced, maybe we're touching the toe down in between and then doing a kick, noticing your alignment as tracking. Okay, some of you can go a few times. And then we're going to start to roll through our first foot. So just coming in and feeling, what is it that I need today? Through my feet, just to release the plantar fascia. You might have a little focus on the medial arch, big toe to inner heel, the lateral arch, pinky toe to outer heel. Maybe the arch itself, as you kind of do a little bit of rolling in one area, or maybe a little bit of twisting. Anytime you want to pause and do a little compression, do so. And keep your breath present with you the whole time. And you stay on one foot for as long as the body is feeling comfortable. My body's asking me to shift to the other foot already, so I'm going to honor that. But if you still feel like you want to linger on your first foot, you stay there. If you are ready to shift, you take a moment to feel both feet. Notice the foot that you just rolled becomes your stability, that pillar of support arriving through the leg. And as you press down, wait for the other foot to rise from the rooting. Knee glides. And then go into your rolling. And just note, if you're outside and you don't have these tools with you, you might just take a moment to do something else that is nourishing for you. To just feel the awareness of completing the foot rolling on both feet. And when you are complete, just move your foot rolling device just off to the side. And let's go into a forward fold. So you can inhale. If you feel when you inhale and exhale and you feel your feet that the arms want to exhale down and then inhale and reach up. And then exhale, bring yourself into the flow. Sometimes hooking your thumbs in the crease of the hips and gently tugging the pelvis back and reaching out through the top of the head forward and just exploring a flat back for a bit might create some space in the lower back for you, in the sacrum, in the pelvis. Some of you may feel if you have any shoulder discomfort and you want to warm them up a little bit, you might stay in a flat back using an SH breath if that's coming in too. Just let the arms dangle or swing. Remember, if you do feel any discomfort in the shoulders, just draw the ball of the shoulder more up in towards the socket to create more stability before you swing. Some of us can just feel really good in the shoulder joint of just letting the ball drop away from the shoulder. But some of us need to pull the shoulder up towards the socket to create a little bit more stability depending on what's happening through the connective tissue. At any time you go into your forward fold, even the weight, feel your breath. Notice your whole body here. Sometimes the arms just want to hang. Sometimes the right hand wants to hold left elbow, left hand hold right. Let's go into chair pose when you're ready, just bending the knees. Notice the tracking of the knees over the second, third toe. Sometimes the hands just want to be on the legs for a moment. Some of us want to reach it up. And just feel a little pulsing here, just to energize the legs. Okay, so it's really important after we hang in a forward fold to use chair pose to activate the muscles to help bring and move the blood back up towards the heart. So we are working on a low pressure system. And then we just stand up, come up, do a little swinging twist. Okay. A couple weeks back, we went into and expanded this twist into our kind of spiraling through the body, of reaching through, feeling the whole side of our body. So if that is feeling comforting to you, and you want to work a little bit more on the fascia, just go into it. Feel from the tip of the toes to the tip of the fingers. And then slowly slow that down, shake it out, do a little bit of hopping if you want, skipping, jiggling. Hey, we're going to go through a little warrior flow now. So let's just come towards the top of our mat. We're going to keep right foot forward. Let's step left foot back. So we're just going to open up our hips a little bit, our front body. So finding that nice wide stance, hips are forward. Good. Check in with body. Do I want to have my hands on my hips? Do they want to be prayer position? Do you feel an extension through the arms is resonating with you? Notice both toes and heels rooting. Feel that lift through front body, through pubic bone, lower belly, upper belly. Heart, widen through your sternum. Okay, we can bring the hands, arms just down into a cactus. So just check. Maybe the elbows are lower than the shoulders, no higher. And you might want to squeeze back a little bit as you inhale. Good. And as you exhale, press the feet into the floor, straighten the legs, forearms come together. Inhale, open. Exhale, squeeze as you release. Good. Inhale, open. Feel that squeeze. And then as you exhale, press the feet into the floor to straighten the legs as the forearms come together. So you feel retraction of the shoulder blades and protraction of the shoulder blades as the forearms come together. Couple more. And we're going to end in our straight leg. Release the arms back. Inhale them forward. Exhale into pyramid pose, maybe with the hands softly touching the shin. You might have the hands resting on the lower back. Just letting that left hip come around. So both front of the hips are facing towards the floor. Breathing here, reaching back through your sit bones and out through the top of the head and the ears forward. Either spreading the mat apart or pulling the mat together to see, does one support you a little bit more? We're going to soften, bend the knees, start to shift the weight into the right foot. Left foot becomes light. Some of you will keep the toes on the floor. Some of you will come into warrior three. Decide, do the hands want to stay on the back? Do they want to come out to the side? Do they want to come forward? And then just come up to standing. Take a moment, shake it out. I'm going to just do a few ankle circles. Okay, so you might ankle circle one foot, ankle circle the other foot. I'm just doing them on the floor. Okay, shake out the arms and legs, and we're going to do the other side. So this is left foot staying forward, right foot lifting up, stepping back, squaring the hips forward. Notice if you need to widen the feet, bend the knee. Okay, this time we're going to feel our hands come behind us. So we're going to interlace either the fingers or hold the back of one wrist, draw down, open heart as we hold. Soften the shoulders. Breathe here. Notice if pulling the mat apart or squeezing it together helps. And when you're ready, you're going to go back into the cactus arm one more time. So squeezing together on the inhale, and then pressing the feet into the floor to straighten the legs as the forearms come together. So once again, just opening the fascia through the thoracic spine, nourishing and releasing some of the muscles as we flow back and forth. Always note to listen to your body. So if another variation or something is coming in, you go into it. The next time we go into a straight leg, pause, lower the arms down. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale into pyramid pose. So hands can be on shins, on thighs, on the back of your pelvis. Keep wrapping your right hip around. So you are internally rotating that right hip a little bit. So you are a little bit more parallel as the pelvis reaches back, top of the head. Ears reach forward, maybe down a little bit. Let your head go. Breathe deeply, maybe tugging the mat apart or pulling the mat together to find a little bit more stability of whole body awareness here. Coming up halfway as you press and root the feet, lean into left foot, let the right foot just feel, does it want to just stay on the floor? Does it want to come off a little bit? Does it want to go all the way down into warrior three? When you're ready, you step right foot to left foot, take a moment, let's do some hip circles. So you can do some figure eights. You can do some circles holding the hip. Yeah, whatever feels good for you. When you've gone one direction a few times, go the other direction. Okay, we're going to slow that down. Okay, we're going to transition down to the floor through a little flow. So you're going to find the top of your mat, hands at heart. Just notice if anything shifted a little bit. As you inhale, exhale, release arms down, press the feet into the floor. Inhale, sweep them up. Exhale, forward fold. Let's inhale up and come halfway. So hands can be on your shins or above your knees on your thighs. Inhale up that halfway. Create some length through the head, reaching forward, pelvis reaching back. When you're ready, exhale, take that length down into your forward fold. Transitioning as you bend the knees, hands come down to the floor nice and wide. Stepping back, big step, right foot, left foot, downward dog. Walking it out, feeling your body here. Now, some of you may want to stay in downward dog. Some of you may want to lift one leg up and open it up. Come back. Some of you might want to go from downward dog into plank or just descend into child's pose if that's something that feels better. We have a lot of different heat going on, so once you come into child's pose, do the knees need to separate? Big toes want to come together. Legs can stay parallel. We haven't done any lateral stretching yet, so let's bring the arms off to one side. So as the arms, hands reach forward, top of the head, the pelvis reaches back. We breathe through the side, that we feel the elongation. And you stay here for as long as you want. You pass through center, you go to the other side. Once you've come back and through, just take a moment in child's pose to feel your body, your breath, your thoughts, your mind surrendering down into the earth. Maybe you roll the forehead from left to right here on the mat. Some of you may even feel that you want to roll from your forehead to the hairline or to the top of the head onto the mat. And coming back down. Choose here. Might just be a pause. Okay, we're going to go up into our spinal waves. So if being on forearms or shoulders doesn't work in this one, you can be seated. Some of you can be on hands and knees. Some of you can be on forearms and elbows. So you just check in to see what's working for you. Is it on the fours or is it seated for this one? And just moving through your spine, starting with the tailbone. As you exhale, reaching down the lower back, releasing up, shoulder blades widening, head releasing. Then the full ripple through the spine as the pelvis, sit bone, tailbone start to reach up. Gentle arc through the spine, shoulder blades squeeze together. Very soft gaze forward. So try to keep the back of the neck widened as you go into extension. Remember, at any time, if your body needs something else, you go into it. You all know your body here. If you want to circle a little bit through the spine, imagining that the spine is jumping a skipping rope or barrel rolling around. You might also feel that you want to widen the knees, the big toes together, and inhale the whole body forward and exhale back. So if you're seated, that spiraling is just coming around as you circle through the body. Go both directions. Sometimes it's nice to even bring a little movement through the pelvis. So you can think of the pelvis like you're just going to wag it from left to right. So you're going to move the pelvis to the right. Maybe you turn your head and look to the right. So you're creating a little C shape, one side of your body, which in this case is your right is compressing, left side opening, and then you inhale to center. And then you exhale and you bring your hips to the left. And you might turn to look gently to the left. And you can just go back and forth. So either with the hips only or softly the head with the hips. Just to create a little fluidity through lumbar and sacrum. Good. And then just take some time here. When you're ready, just to come out, you might lie down for a moment onto your back. Take a moment to draw the knees into the chest. You might circle them, legs together, legs apart. I'm just drawing my legs together towards belly as I exhale, then separating them, circling them out and around and away from body as I inhale. So I'm just going into a few mortar and pestle just to nourish and release the hips and the shoulders. But you might just keep the legs together and rock or circle the legs as a whole unit. You might find some shaking out of the limbs. I just want to do a little hip strengthening. It's just being called in. So we're just going to roll onto our left side and you can support your head. I'm just going to use my arm today to support my head. I like to have it extended because it feels best on my shoulder, but you might also feel, maybe I have a block or a bolster or something, especially if you have a shoulder injury, to take the weight off that shoulder. You can put more height under the shoulder and that will, under the head, and that will free the shoulder. Okay, so you want to stack the legs together. So checking in that one knee is not in front of the other knee, so the knees are level. You can feel the sides of your big toes and your inner heels. Okay, we're just going to strengthen a little bit of the glute medius muscle. So we're going to go into, without rolling back too much, you want to stay really heavy on left side of body. Okay, you're going to lift the right leg up and you're going to point the right knee towards the ceiling on a little bit of a 45. Good. Then you're going to keep the shin and the foot up and you're going to go into an internal rotation. So that means inner thighs are going to come together and the heel and the shin are going to stay upright. Okay, so you're going to inhale, externally rotate. Try not to roll back. And then you're going to exhale, internally rotate, trying to keep the shin and the foot up. So part of the glute is you go back and forth, inhale, externally rotate, and then internally rotate. The glute med has in the very front internal rotational fibers. Okay? And then the back part of the glute med has external rotational fibers. So we're getting both of them, just energizing the hip, just going back and forth. Sometimes it's really nice to put a block or something. Sometimes I'll use an inflated slow-mo ball behind the back of the calf and the knee to squeeze and then do this move. Because if we find that the hamstring wants to over-engage, that's a really good way to release. I'm just going to do a few more rounds. You might straighten the legs, shake it out a little bit. Toes are pointing forward, heels reaching back like you're pushing a wall away. Very active through the whole leg. Look down that your leg is in line with your torso. And then with the toes facing forward, you're just going to lift the leg very gently up and down. Just getting a little bit more into the TFL muscle on the outer hip. And then we're going to do external, internal rotation again. So as your toes point up, you're going to lift the leg up, inhale. And as the toes point forward, you're going to exhale and lower the leg. So inhale, toes point up, lift the leg. Exhale, toes point forward, lower the leg. Inhale, toes point up. Good. And exhale down. You might start to feel the external rotators coming in a little bit too. Good. Just doing one more time. Okay, roll onto your back. Take a moment to feel right side and left side. You might have a little wiper movement. Sometimes widening the feet a little bit wider helps. The rotation through the pelvis. When you let one leg come in, it does release the psoas on that leg that is internally rotating. Good. And then we're going to set ourselves up to move through the other side. So just rolling on right side. Checking in is your head, torso, pelvis, all in one line. Sometimes we curl forward a little bit. So just allow the head to be in line with the spine. Notice the knees, are they level? Are the feet lined up? You're starting off from a place where you feel an organization through the body. And then you're going to externally rotate. Remember, we're not leaning back too much. We're not rolling back with this. We're staying heavy on right side. And so that's going to be your inhale. And then as you exhale, the inner thighs come together with the shin and the foot staying upright. Okay, so internal rotation, external rotation as you inhale, internal rotation as you inhale. Just going back and forth here. Just really working the mobility of the pelvis here. I just wanted to get some energy moving through the hips today. This is our emotional center, our place of self, just to reconnect. Okay, once you've done that and you feel comfortable, you're going to extend the leg, look down as you push. Imagine you're pushing the wall away and notice, is your leg in a straight line? It's not forward, it's not back. And then you're just going to lift the leg up and down to start. So toes are just pointing towards the camera. And then we're going to go into internal, external rotation again. So we're going to inhale, toes are going to point up. And then exhale, toes point forward. Good. Inhale, toes point up. Getting into our rotators as we exhale, pointing forward. Just a few more. Remember, at any time, if you need to stop early, you listen to body. Good. Last one. You roll onto your back. It's always really nice if you have something under the head like a bolster. It's really high, so you take it out. Take a moment to pause. Just going to draw one leg in to go into a figure four. So I'm starting with my right ankle onto left thigh. You can do a little rocking here. You can push the ankle and the thigh into each other, and maybe you interlace your hands behind the back of the thigh. Some of you might need support under your head or putting support underneath this left foot so that it's not hovering so much in the air. So I'm going to use my bolster. And this is a really nice place to be. Maybe we don't have time for any rolling out of the hip. So if we just move a little bit from left to right, you'll feel the fascia around the muscles in the outer hip, just giving a little tug and a recoil. Take another 3 to 5 breaths here. You're releasing out when that's complete. And then bringing the other side up for me. That's my left, externally rotating left ankle onto right thigh. Take a moment just to anchor the pelvis onto the floor. Feel evenness before you start to move. Maybe that left ankle and right thigh press into each other, and some of you might want to grab hold of the thigh. You might even feel like you want to go into an extension of the leg, so you choose here. Deep breaths here, maybe some cleansing breaths are coming out or some pursed lip breaths. Notice what you feel is needed. Okay, so taking a few more breaths here. Just checking in when it feels right, if there's anything else you want to go into. You can pause, just lying flat on the floor. You can take some support underneath the back of the thighs, the knees. You might even feel, if you do have a little bolster, that maybe you want to go into a supported bridge. You might even feel the legs wanting to come up, or if shoulder stance and plow is part of your practice, you might be called into that today. So just taking care of self. I'm just going to take a couple minutes here just to pause. As you rest here, just noticing all of the knowledge and wisdom that you have within you already. This openness and revitalization when we feel more centered and ease inside body, mind, and our breath is fluid. We have that opening of the Vijnanamaya Kosha, our wisdom layer. We trust in the wisdom within us. We're open to receiving any wisdom that is wanting to flow into us. And just coming back to that earth support as we move through the day with this open, compassionate heart to self. Allowing this to guide us through our day today as you take some times to wiggle and awaken. If you feel, oh, I just want to lie here for a little bit longer and not come up, that's okay too. We are going to be taking a break after this. You take your time to transition, rolling over onto the side and then coming up.